In the world of photography, there are so many gear options. It's even hard for industry insiders to keep track of all the stuff that's out there. And then on the flip side, if you're an enthusiast or even a pro shooter, I bet you own some stuff that may have seemed really cool when you first saw it on the trade show floor or something, but then you practically never use it anymore and it's not even in your camera bag. Well, still, I'd be willing to bet that you do have some cool photo gear and gadgets. And if you're like most enthusiasts, you probably have just a handful of things that you've added to your photography workflow that you just can't live without. And I am going to show you one of those today. It's the Platypod Ultra. It's one of the most portable, versatile, unique, and truly affordable tripod solutions available out there, and it's ideal for everything from pro assignments to photo walks. When it comes to tripods, if you ask any pro shooter what kind of gear they would recommend, one of the very first things they'll tell you is get a good tripod. There's even a joke in the photography industry that buying a junky tripod from a big box store is called your tripod education fee. That's because you think you can get away with a cheap one. You think it's going to be good enough for what you need, but then one of the clips fails or several of them and the legs slide all apart, or it ends up being kind of shaky for your pictures and they're not nearly as sharp as what you bought this thing for in the first place. You need a decent tripod. So you do a little more research and then you spend some more money and then you get something that's going to last you a whole lifetime. Well, whatever money that you threw away on the cheap, junky tripod, that's the money we call your tripod education fee. The reason so many seasoned shooters recommend a good tripod is because a big part of tack-sharp images is keeping your camera steady. And then, when you start researching your own tripod options, you start looking at the features. Is it really sturdy enough to give your gear a rock-solid place to sit? Can it be folded small enough for travel, and is it light enough to be a good travel companion? And what about the price? So check this out. This is a Platypod Ultra. It's an amazing tripod, whether it's your first one or not. Now, it may look simple, but it does quite a bit, and I want to take you through it so that you can see why it's so awesome for things like travel and photo walks. First, it's compact and it's lightweight. It can easily slide into a front pocket or a purse, and there's always room for it in just about any camera bag that you can imagine. It comes with a carabiner so that you can clip it onto a belt loop or a D-ring on your camera bag. It comes with a 20-inch Velcro cinch strap for all kinds of special mounting options. There are all kinds of places that you can mount this kind of tripod that normal tripods just can't go. Of course, it comes with 4 of those famous little spiked feet that can be installed with the points down or the rubber tipped feet down, depending on what kind of surface you're working with. You can also use 2 of them so that you can grip and slightly elevate the plate in a particular angle that works best for you, depending on what surface you're mounting on. If there's some place that you really need to have your Platypod Ultra all the time, like a flat wall in your studio, you can just screw it into the wall and use the 3 countersunk mounting holes and not interfere with any other part of the Platypod Ultra. And I really love how the folks who make the Platypod help us out, because there are icons right on the Platypod itself so that you know which holes are intended for the carabiner, for the spiked feet, or for the countersink mounting installation. And if you look in the middle, you can see there's also a tripod icon, so that if you're using your Platypod Ultra and you want to attach that whole rig to a tripod, you can use the 1/4 20 or the 3/8 16 standard screw mount sizes, and there are locations for those right by that little tripod icon. We all walk around and see the world from our normal height. That's what we're used to, but the Platypod Ultra will get you lower than any 3-leg tripod can because it's only 5 millimeters thick. It's phenomenally low and it's still rock solid. You can put it on shelves in a studio or in any other kind of environment. You can put it down somewhere crazy that you'd never trust your camera to just sit by itself. And then just strap it securely in place and you can step back for a selfie group shot. You can get stable shots in a lot of places that our 3-legged friends just can't. Here's one more thing to consider. Is your photo walk going to be before dawn or after dark? How would you like to do some time-lapse shooting or long exposure shots to capture light trails or smooth out water? Your Platypod Ultra is that trustworthy, unmoving photography platform designed for exactly that. And when your photo walk is over and you start thinking about ways to use your Platypod Ultra on a more regular basis, you can do what I do and shoot video with it. This little thing is versatile and it's portable, and you can set it up and start shooting as fast as just about any tripod out there. There's only one group of photographers that I can think of who probably shouldn't get one of these Platypod Ultras for your photo walk. People with big giant lenses and big camera bodies that need a bigger ball head for their setups. Now those folks should have a look at the Platypod Max. And of course, we did a video about the Platypod Max too. And you'll want to check out the Platypod Max video because there's also a really cool Platypod multi-accessory kit that works great with either the Platypod Ultra or the Platypod Max, and we'll show you that accessory kit in the Platypod Max video. With the Platypod Ultra I plan to use for my photo walk, I'm Larry Becker. Thanks for watching.